The box felt heavier than it should have, not in pounds, but in meaning. 16 candles flickered behind me, their light dancing across the walls. Laughter bounced around the room. My daughter smiled mid-frame as I lifted the lid, revealing the envelopes inside. White, sealed, neatly labeled with names. Names I knew too well. DNA results. Instead of my chest tightening, it felt like it emptied entirely across the table. 3 men froze simultaneously, forks suspended midair. I hesitated, catching my own breath. My wife's hand slipped off the back of my chair, recoiling as though she'd been burned. I counted quietly, 1, 2. Then I scanned the first report, the second, the third. None carried my name. I set the box down carefully, like it might explode. "You have 15 minutes to leave," I said, my voice steady enough to surprise even myself. "All of you." Confusion rippled through the room. Anger sparked. Someone laughed, assuming it was part of the celebration. My wife didn't. Tears were already rolling down her cheeks. Then came the bang from the basement. Sharp, loud, undeniable. My heart sank before my legs could carry me. Every memory before that moment replayed in my mind, annotated with cruel clarity. 16 birthdays, 3 children whose features I believed were coincidences, different noses, eyes, temperaments. I had told myself they were gifts from distant relatives. I wanted to believe in genetics. I wanted to believe in love. She had been meticulous. I understand that now. Separate lives for separate years. Different friends, different trips, emergencies that require privacy. Yet somehow, she had arranged for them all to sit at my table. One a business partner, one a childhood friend, one a man I had helped through a divorce. I watched them with the children. Hands lingering on shoulders, smiles that stayed too long, casual touches displayed openly. I thought it was coincidence. It was choreography. The box wasn't meant for me. It was meant to stay hidden until she decided to leave, or until I died believing the story she had perfected over decades. But secrets grow tired. I didn't confront her immediately. I smiled, paid bills, drove the kids to school, kissed her goodnight, as though I hadn't just begun unraveling my entire life in my mind. I had quietly ordered the tests months earlier, hairbrushes, old blankets, consent forms she signed without question, trusting me as I had trusted her. The waiting was the cruelest part, not from fear, but from the certainty it would bring. When the results came, I printed them, labeled them, mapped out the seating, planned the day, orchestrated the moment. Witnesses were necessary. Denial had no place. When I told him to leave, one man stood as if to argue. I met his eyes. He sank back into his chair. They felt it then, the shift, the sudden loss of control. My wife fell to her knees, not seeking forgiveness, but to save herself. "Please," she whispered, "for the kids." I didn't look at her. "They deserve the truth," I said. "Something you never gave any of us." The bang echoed in my mind as I ran down the stairs. The basement door was open. Smoke thick in the air. A gun lay near the steps. One man, the weakest, the one who had promised her forever and faltered when it arrived, was alive, shaking, bleeding from a self-inflicted wound. Gray, meant to look worse than it was. Cowardice as a sound. Hollow, loud. I called for help, not for him, but for the children upstairs, still laughing, oblivious to the fracture in their world. The police arrived. Questions followed. Stories crumbled. My wife tried to take my hand as statements were taken. I stepped away. Later, when the house quieted and the lies had nowhere left to hide, I handed her copies of everything. Timelines, dates, proof stacked so methodically it felt surgical. She wept. "I never meant to hurt you," she said. The worst lie of all. Intent does not erase impact. Love does not excuse theft. I filed for divorce the next morning. Full custody, supervised visits. The court required no hesitation once the truth was laid bare. Even the judge regarded her as if she were a stranger. The children asked questions. I answered honestly, without venom. They deserved nothing less. Some days they still call me Dad. I answer, because fatherhood is not DNA, it is presence. As for her, she lost everything she had tried to balance. The men disappeared. Her stories dried up. The house grew too quiet for her lies to echo. I didn't scream. I didn't break anything. I simply stopped carrying the weight of her deception. And when I recall that box, the moment my life split in two, anger doesn't rise. Only precision. She built a life on secrets.